G'day coppers, welcome back to the bush. In this episode of Lockyup's four-wheel driving, we're going to be checking out rocket stoves. Are they better or worse in performance than your butane stove? And what about flue height? Does that affect performance? We'll also be dragging out the thermal flare camera to have a look how much she heats up. So let's get into it. So what is a rocket stove? A rocket stove is basically a more efficient way using less wood for cooking. This is not what you want to use for heating yourself at night time. So if you're on a cold night and you're doing a bit of cooking and you want to stay warm, this is not the answer for you. But on a warm day and you want to cook some lunch but you still want to use fire, this is the answer for you, especially if there's not a lot of wood around. So basically this is the hopper where you insert the wood, and this is the air inlet, and you'll notice I put a flap on there. That's just so I can adjust the heat. And when it's operational and you're not putting wood into the hopper, you actually close the hopper lid, and that way we force the air to come in the bottom here and right up and right around. And as you saw, it cooks bacon absolutely fantastically. Another thing, if you're used to cooking on a fire, this is a whole different kettle of fish. It's nothing like cooking on an open fire. It's fast, it burns fast, and it uses small pieces of wood. So this is the usual sort of wood that I'll use in a rocket stove. If it's thicker than your thumb, then it's too big to use in the rocket stove. Now usually when you get around to campsites and whatnot and you have a look around for firewood, the joint's being cleared out. But the stuff that falls off the trees, the small stuff, well, if you're using a rocket stove, that's all you need. It's fantastic. So let's get right into the meat of it. These are the times it took to boil 1 litre of water in an open top container. Now our yardstick, or our control in this case, is a 1 burner butane stove, the like you'd find at your hardware supermarket with a bottle down the side of butane. That took 11.5 minutes to boil 1 litre of water in an open top container. But as we can see up here, it was hanging around 98 or 99 degrees Celsius for a while before it finally tipped over the edge. So not a lot of difference there. The 30 centimetre flue, 7.8 minutes. The 45 centimetre flue, 7.3 minutes. And finally the big daddy, the 60 metre flue, 8.3 minutes. So as you can see, there's not a lot of advantage or disadvantage running a different size flue. It did seem to drop off a little bit, and we'll look at our maximum temperatures reached in a second. So it's considerably faster than those butane powered disposable can single burner stoves. Sure, it's not quite as light or as convenient to lug around, and you do have to light it up, but to actually boil a litre of water, it's faster. It's faster than a butane stove. What about the temperatures we're getting? So let's have a look at that. And here are the maximum temperatures we reached at the cooking surfaces using the various length flues. Now with a 30 centimetre flue, as you can see by the graph here, and the flare picture, we reached 375. As we slowly got longer, with the 45 centimetre flue was 32.5, and finally 60 centimetre flue was 275.6, and that makes sense because you're getting further away from the fire. So even though a longer flue has better draw, it doesn't increase the temperature of your cooking surface. So going from the 300mm flue to the 600mm flue, we dropped almost to 100 degrees Celsius at the cooking surface. So there's no advantage using the extra draw of the large flue, so you may as well stick with what's convenient, nice and close to the fire, a 300mm flue. So all in all, I'm really happy with the performance of the rocket stove. It was certainly beyond my expectations at least. And would I take it out camping? Well, if I've got the room, I think I might, especially if I'm going into regions where there's not a lot of firewood around, let's say desert. A little bit of mulga in one of these things would work absolutely fantastic. I reckon we could get the top of this glowing bright red. Anyway, my lunch is getting cold, so I'll get back to that. Righto, ladies and gents, if you like this video, and maybe even bacon, give us a thumbs up. And if you don't like bacon, what are you doing here? I believe you can unsubscribe below. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next one. (375 degrees Celsius with a shorter flue, back to 275 or thereabouts with the longer flue. So there's no advantage using the extra draw with a longer flue. Just stick to a nice short flue and close to the fire. Awesome. I think it was a bug. Okay, try again.